In today's money math lesson number 3, we're going to work on adding similar coins, and this will be part 1 of 2. So today we're going to focus on adding pennies and nickels. So just pennies and adding nickels to nickels. We'll do a quick review of previous lessons. So the first step to working with coins is sorting them into similar piles, and you can do this by their sizes, the different faces on the coins is a way to tell them apart. And remember, the 4 coins are named penny, nickel, dime, and quarter. So here they are on the right. All right, all coins have different values. So the penny is worth 1 cent, the nickel is worth 5 cents, the dime is worth 10 cents, and the quarter is worth 25 cents. All right, so today we are going to work on adding similar coins, and we're going to start with adding pennies together. So step 1, as we mentioned, is always to sort coins into like piles. You are going to next take the pile of pennies after you've sorted. If you have more than just a small pile, so if you have more than like 20 pennies or a small pile in front of you, we're going to sort the pennies into piles of 10. So if we have a pile, a big pile of pennies, we're going to make smaller piles by counting out piles from 1 penny into piles of 10. So as you see here, we have a pile of 10 pennies that we've counted out. Any pennies left over, so if you make all your piles of 10 and you have like 5 pennies left over, just put them to the side. Then we're going to count the piles of pennies by 10. So if you have 3 piles, you're going to count by 10. So 10, 20, 30. You have 30 pennies. And then we'll count the remaining pennies we have left over. So here's an example of that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 pennies, so we made 1 pile, and that's 10 cents. So a further example is we have a pile of 10, that's 10 cents. Right, we're going to add another pile of 10 cents. So far we have 20 cents. We're going to add our third pile of 10 cents, which equals 30 cents. And we have our leftover of 5 cents, which gives us a grand total of, if we count our 3 piles and our leftover 5, of 35 cents. All right, next we're going to work on nickels. All right, remember, a nickel is worth 5 cents. So we've sorted our coins. We're going to take our pile of nickels to work with. Again, if you have more than just a small pile, we're going to make stacks of 2 or 5. So with nickels, you can kind of go 2 different ways. We're going to start with working with stacks of 2. And then as we get more comfortable, we can work on making stacks of 5. We're going to count them into our stacks, and then any nickels left over, just like the pennies, we're going to put them to the side, and we'll add and count them last. All right. Step 6 is we're going to count the stacks of 2 nickels by 10, because each nickel is worth 5 cents. So we have 2 nickels, that's 10 cents. And stacks of 5 nickels, we're going to count by 25. So a stack of 5 nickels will equal 25 cents. Step 7, just like the pennies, we'll count the remaining nickels by 5, so worth 5 cents. All right, so here's just an example. A stack of 2 nickels, like we see here, equals 10 cents. That's why we'll be counting by 10 cents when we count the piles. Below is an example of 5 nickels together, which equals 25 cents. All right. So some further practice. We have 2 nickels that equals 10 cents. We're going to add 2 more nickels. We're adding 10 cents, which gives us a total of 20 cents. So we're adding 2 more nickels, which is another 10 cents, which gives us a running total of 30 cents. So that's adding nickels in piles of 2. An example of piles of 5. You have 1 pile of nickels, which gives you 25 cents. You're going to add a second pile of nickels, which will give you a total of 50 cents. All right. So now that you have finished watching and reviewing this lesson, the next step is to go to your Google Classroom. You're going to open math lesson number 3. You're going to complete the assignment and then turn it into the Google Classroom. Here is an example of your student practice, just so you can be familiar with it. So first, just like everything, we're going to sort our coins, which will also be a good review of lesson number 1. So just like then, you're just going to put the similar coins into their columns. When you're done with that, we're going to write your answer in each box. So let's look at the top left. We have a pile of pennies. We're going to count them, and then we'll have our answer, and we have 10 cents. So then move on to the pennies to the right, count them, and then write your number in the box, and then move on to the nickels and do the same. On the next slide, you're just going to be working with piles of pennies. So just go back through our slides. You're going to count piles by 10 and then count the remaining. And then I gave a multiple choice of that. So write your answer in the box on the right. And then last, we're going to work with the nickels. On the left side, they're stacked in piles of 2. And same on the right side, they're in piles of 2 on the slide. So you're going to count by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then write your answer in the box on the bottom left and do the same for the right. And then your next is working in piles of 5. So we see here that pile on the left with the green arrow, we have 5 nickels. So remember, you gotta, how much 5 nickels is worth from the previous slides. And then do the same with the 3 piles on the right. When you're complete with your assignment, just turn it back into the Google Classroom.